28th, his remains could not be recovered. Sergeant William E. Cameter's remains were identified in May 2020. He will be buried in the National Cemetery. WSGW News Time 9:10.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Cloudy for today, showers in the area. Highs will top out near 74 degrees. Winds southerly 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies and light winds. Chance for more showers. Lows drop to 54. Friday afternoon, showers likely. Otherwise, it remains mostly cloudy and highs head into the upper 60s. Winds continue to be light. Friday night, showers continue to be likely. Lows fall back to 49. And then any showers in early, partly sunny and highs reach 57. I'm meteorologist Phil Jensko with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now it's 66.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And a good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Delighted to be with you today. We will be chatting about the Riverside Saginaw Film Festival at 9:30 this morning with Irene Hensinger. Before that, I want to talk about the passing of Dale Kildee. We'll do that in a moment. 10 o'clock this morning, a couple of folks from public television will be here. Ron Beacom and Bob Przybylski, second part of their series on the dam failures. And we will talk to them about that. At 11 o'clock this morning, something called a prime program in schools we will learn about. So that's what's ahead this morning. We'll have open phones as time permits. It was announced by Representative Dan Kildee that his uncle Dale Kildee passed away Wednesday at the age of 92 years old. He was an interesting guy. I got to interview him a number of times over the years, and he was there for a long time. I think sixth longest seniority in Congress. He really focused on education policy. It was one of his focuses that he really enjoyed working on. He was interesting in the fact that even though we didn't come from the same political viewpoints, you could talk to him and he would listen. And he would accept some of your views, and you would probably do the same, some of his. He was more on the moderate side of the scale. Very much pro-union, though. No two ways about that. He was an absolutist when it came to that. But as a human being and as someone you interact with, I always found it to be a pleasant experience. So we send our condolences to his family, and to his nephew Dan, who announced the passing of Representative Kildee. Our best wishes and thoughts. The plans, I think, were not immediately available, so we will wait and find out what the family decides. But I just wanted to mention it just for a moment before it got away from me and I completely forgot. Didn't want to do that either. Also, I just got an email. In fact, I should pull it up here. Got an email from the Chamber of Commerce in Saginaw talking about gas prices. And they posed a question. Gas prices right now are the highest they've been since, I don't know, something like 2014. The AAA average statewide is $3.33 a gallon. That's up 14 cents from last month and way over $1 more than last year. The chamber poses this question: what will happen to gas prices if Line 5, the Enbridge line, is shut down and we're denied access to that energy from Canada? It travels through Michigan, ends up in Sarnia, I think. That fuel provides a lot of energy to the state of Michigan. And the question was, what do you think will happen to gas prices if that line is shut down? Reality is they'll skyrocket. Even if not a drop of that oil translates to gas in Michigan. It's simply the shortage of oil added to the world price, which will drive it up. And I saw a story somewhere, trying to think of where it was, might have been California. $5 a gallon they were paying. That'll slow you down, won't it? That'll cut down the driving. I'll tell you what else is going to happen. This push to remove fossil fuels from everything we do is going to not only drive the price up, but driving the price up will drive us to electric vehicles. I'm guessing that if gas keeps going up and stays at this high level, there will be more and more people going into dealerships looking for EVs. And I wonder, in some ways, if all this manipulation of energy and energy cost isn't designed in some fashion to have that exact response. Because let's face it, and you're looking at gas that's going to push up and keep going up. I can remember when it was up near $4 a gallon. And that drove people away from the big SUVs at the time and the pickup trucks into smaller vehicles. Once that price went down, of course, we were right back to our old shopping habits. This time around, it's different. Because the alternative choice now is an electric vehicle. And once you get in one, you're not going to get out of it. Once you're in one, you've spent the money to put the hook up in your garage or wherever you charge your car. You're not going to get out of it. And if they keep incentives on electric cars like they're talking about, that will simply keep the market moving forward. But the chamber says keep a close eye on Line 5. If the governor gets her way and shuts it down, which not a lot of people think they will, they think Enbridge will disregard it. But if she gets her way and shuts Line 5 down, hold on to your wallet. Start looking for those EVs. What else can I tell you? It's bound to happen. Bound to happen. You know, and I scratch my head. I don't understand. You might have heard in the news a while back, the president gave his blessing to a Russian pipeline in Europe. That's at the exact same time, of course, he canceled the Keystone pipeline. I don't understand that. How does that benefit us, the U.S.? And why, and this part I really don't understand, why did Biden have to give his blessings to Russia to build a pipeline? What am I missing? Yet at the same time, the Keystone Pipeline got canceled. Scratch my head. Sometimes it just makes no sense. Maybe somebody else has got it figured out. Let me know. For now, though, I don't understand it. Do not understand it. All right. We're going to take a break here. And in a few minutes, we're going to talk to Irene Hensinger from the Riverside Saginaw Film Festival. Time to give away some money, though. And it is time to play the WSGW Fall into Cash contest presented by Herman Hiss and Company in downtown Bay City. Right now, you can enter to win the daily cash prize of $1,000 by entering the following word online at WSGW.com. The word this hour is smoke, S-M-O-K-E. You want to burn money, it goes up in smoke. It's an Alpha Media company-wide contest. You must be 18 or older to play. One winner each day. Complete rules at WSGW.com. It's the Fall into Cash contest presented by Herman Hiss and Company in Bay City on WSGW. And while I have your ear, let's talk about my friends at Thalen. Time to get more for your money. It's time to think Thalen Kia. Thalen Kia, located on Euclid Avenue in Bay City. Kia combines style, safety, plus dependability with their 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. And it's included on every new Kia. And no one makes dependability more affordable than Thalen Kia on Euclid Avenue in Bay City. Get more value for less in a new Kia Rio S 5-door. Buy your new Kia Rio S 5-door from just $236 per month with nothing down for 84 months. It's time to think Thalen Kia, Euclid Avenue in Bay City, getting you more for your money because it is the right thing to do. Plus taxes, state and dealer fees, 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. See dealer for warranty details. Included $500 Kia customer cash rebate, APR 3.9% on approved credit. See Thalen Kia for complete details. Deal ends October 31st, 2021. Shop online at Thalen Kia, ThalenKia.com. We'll be back after these notes.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and in 3 easy steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit SpectrumMobile.com. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit SpectrumMobile.com/save for details.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, the IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. And nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion Clients, get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-709-7022. 800-709-7022. 800-709-7022.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
There are fresh updates on both the job market and in filing new claims for unemployment benefits last week declined to 293,000. Continuing claims, workers still receiving benefits came in at 2.59 million. A decline in that number reflects people who went back to work, but also people whose benefits expired. The producer price index, prices at the wholesale level, rose 0.5% last month, and for the year ending in September, the increase is 8.6%. Economists were predicting that number to jump to 8.7%. Morgan, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo are reporting stronger than expected earnings. Drugstore chain Walgreens Boots Alliance saw its profit jump 68% in the summer quarter. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Cleanliness and safety are essential to the success of any business. That's why Cintas has introduced our Total Clean program, a one-of-a-kind service that includes scheduled deliveries of essential, hygienically cleaned uniforms, and on-site sanitizer and disinfectant services to help eliminate germs. Learn what the Cintas Total Clean program can do for you.
Oh, I'm ready.
Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
So the dream was to build your very own law practice. Be your own boss, call all the shots. But have things like billing, HR, timekeeping, and all the other management stuff turned your dream into a nightmare? Take charge of your practice with Lexicon. We're the intersection of practice management software and legal support services for your firm. You'll get more billable and livable hours back. Lexicon marks the spot for all your practice management needs. Visit lexiconservices.com/intersection to get the whole story. Or
listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
COVID is spiking again, and it's just not clear how to keep your family safe. Fever is the leading symptom of COVID, and the only way to reliably detect it is with an accurate thermometer. Be vigilant and be accurate with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, whose accuracy has been proven in more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers are proven to be inaccurate and will not reliably detect COVID. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Smith carries over the line. Deep pass. Larkin busts in with a shot. He scores! Smith to Larkin on the backhand, and it's 1-0 Red Wings.
The Red Wings play 7:15 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, welcome back to the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. And while I'm at home in studio this morning from the Riverside Saginaw Film Festival, we say good morning to Irene Hensinger. Irene, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
How are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm glad to be able to chat with you this morning. Our good buddy Dave Opperman set it up for us, and I can't believe it's already that time again.
Well, it's been a while, so we're happy to be back and showing films and hopefully seeing our folks that love movies and coming out to go to one of two festivals this fall. We're doing one the 21st to 24th of October. We're going to do another weekend show, both of them at the Court Theater.
Now, normally, in the past, you've had a number of venues. Is it just going to be the Court Theater this year?
It is. We're just, the court is large enough that we can offer social distancing and observe all the CDC precautions to keep people safe and yet accommodate a crowd to come see the movies.
All right, so let's talk about the first run, the October run. What types of films are we looking at?
Well, we're showing 6 films over the weekend. We're going to open on Thursday night with a documentary, sort of a docudrama called The Lost Leonardo. And it's a story about a painting that surfaces that is suggested, alleged, well, Da Vinci masterpiece, and the intrigue as the investigation goes forward to see if is real, if someone's trying to make it sound more real than it is. Very nicely done. We're going to open with a professor from Saginaw Valley. He's going to come and give a little background about the artist himself. And that's what we try to do whenever we can with these films. So we're going to open with that, and then we're showing 6 films. 3 of them are documentaries. The second one is Ailey, about the legendary dance master, Alvin Ailey, and his troupe.
Oh.
And we expect to have a commentator for that as well. And the third one is called Truffle Hunters.
Oh.
And it takes place in Italy, and the spectacular, about a group of men who have made it their life's work to search for the highly, and most of these men are in their 70s and 80s, for the rare and expensive white truffle.
Yeah. Good. After that, you and I should put together a new video called Truffle Eater.
I love that truffle oil on my French fries.
No. Hensinger's version of poutine. So that's 3 out of the 6. And so we take a pause here to remind everybody that the Court Theater has the best popcorn in the world. Now, moving on. What's next?
Then we have 3 feature films, narrative. One is one is a Norwegian film, a Japanese film, and one that takes place or is set in the Bosnian War. And Hope, the Norway film, is a romance. And it's a family that has a blended family, and then the mom gets a terminal cancer diagnosis, and their life breaks down and exposes neglected love, and they get to know each other anew and become principal characters in a true love story. Another one called Quo Vadis Aida, which has nothing to do with
we're getting real artsy this year, aren't we?
The title is a bit off-putting, but it is inspired by, and it was nominated for an Oscar. It's a thriller. It tells the story of a United Nations translator who's attempting to save the lives of her family while conflict rages around them in Bosnia. And then the third narrative film is called True Mothers. It's a Japanese film about a young couple that decide to adopt after struggling to have a child of their own. And for 6 years, they raise the child, and then a woman appears and claims to be the biological mother and demands his return.
So let's talk just for a minute about pricing, ticket availability. Is it all individual, or is there a season?
It is all individual. It's all at the door. And just no tickets needed ahead of time. Just come to the theater, pay your money, and get in line for that yummy popcorn.
Yeah. And how much is the admission?
$5.
Oh, that's pretty reasonable for a movie these days.
Very, very reasonable. And we kept it that way in an attempt to invite people to come back and see other people who love movies and see some movies that simply are not around
right
in this area ever and will not be. And we broke it into 2 festivals this year. Normally, as you indicated before, we have multiple venues. So we show in a long weekend. And people have told us that it's kind of frustrating. People who would love to see many, if not all, the movies just can't make it happen. Even though we show each movie twice, and we will this fall as well. But with 6 over the course of a weekend, it's quite doable. And then a couple weeks later, we'll have another weekend of films and
different films,
combination, different films.
Okay, we'll talk about that. I got to take a break. Hang on, Irene. Talking to Irene Hensinger from the Riverside Saginaw Film festivals this year. 2 of them. One in October coming up 21st, and then another in November. We'll tell you more about that when we return after these notes here on the Art Lewis Show.
What you thinking about?
You don't want to know.
Come on, try me.
I'm thinking about everything I don't like about our kitchen.
This again. I think it's time to call a specialist.
Someone to make me forget how much our kitchen bugs me?
No, not a hypnotist. I'm a stone specialist to look at new quartz and granite countertops.
Ooh, that could make me forget the things that bug me about you.
Now that might take a hypnotist.
Not if we get new countertops. Then you'd have a clean
What you did there?
Come on, that was funny. Stone Specialists will handle your countertop upgrade from start to finish, from imagination to installation. They'll guide you through every step of the process. Upgrade and increase the beauty and value of your home with Stone Specialists, now available by appointment to serve you better. With 2 locations in Burton and Midland at stonespecialists.net or follow us on Facebook. Stone Specialists will handle your countertop upgrade from start to finish. Stone Specialists, bring the romance of natural stone to your home.
You work hard to find the right soybean seed for your fields, and you stand by your work. So do we. That's through strenuous testing and provide precise varieties and expert agronomic support for your operation. Ask your authorized retailer or your BASF Agronomic Solutions advisor about Credenz, because credibility isn't just part of our name, it's our commitment. Credenz soybean seed. For the experts that understand, credibility is earned. Always read and follow label directions.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford. For your free quote, call 1-800-519-0449. That's 1-800-519-0449. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-519-0449. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary due to other factors. Not available in all states.
At CDW, we get that even the biggest jobs need to fit on your lap.
It's true. My entire workday happens right here on my lap.
And you can get it done faster with the performance and security of a device configured by CDW and powered by the Built for Business Intel vPro platform.
Nice.
Are you done yet, Mommy?
More time for story time.
An even better use of your lap. IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/Intel client.
Hi, this is Mike Avery, and here's what's coming up this week on Outdoor Magazine. First, Al Beacom talks about and the Michigan Pheasant Hunting Initiative. Then Jason Wolverton of the Forward Corporation and his Real Men Wear Pink campaign. In hour number 2, it's Richard P. Smith talking about bear and deer hunting. And in hour number 3, Don Barnard talks about fall muskie fishing on inland lakes. Listen Sunday mornings at 9 on 100.5 and 790 WSGW.
This is the Stone Specialist Studios, 100.5 News Radio WSGW, 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you, and we're chatting with Irene Hensinger, who is with the Riverside Saginaw Film Festival. 2 versions coming to you this fall. We talked about the first one coming up in October. So let's move on to November, Irene, and what happens in November.
Well, it'll be another slate of films. We do not have them all locked in yet, but the dates of that are the 12th to the 14th of November, also at the Court Theater, also $5 a seat. And we'll have another combination of contemporary films, foreign films, art films, and some documentaries.
Yeah, and
we're still trying to lock those in.
If listeners have not been in the Court Theater in a long time, Tom Braley has really done a very nice job of bringing it back to life.
Indeed. He and his wife Stephanie have worked very hard to bring that nice theater. It's just big enough, but not too big. And it's very comfortable. The seats are wonderful. The screen, the sound system, and the projection is terrific. So it makes a really wonderful venue for these truly unusual and spectacular films.
Okay, before I take you kicking and dragging into a new subject she doesn't know about, is there a website people can go to?
There is. Saginaw Film Festival, the whole thing, nospaces.org. And the schedule is there. Abstracts of the films are there. So they can see what films are being shown and when they are being shown.
All right. Irene's background, ladies and gentlemen, is in education. And I received an email from a friend who pulled a story offline from U.S. News and World Report listing the best Michigan elementary schools. And out of the top 10, Saginaw has 2. Totally 1/5 of the top 10 best elementary schools in Saginaw. One you're going to be real familiar with because number 4 on the list is Handley School. And going down the list a little bit farther, number 7 on the list is Hemmeter Elementary in Saginaw Township. And I thought you, as a former educator, might have some thoughts about that, particularly Handley. But that's a feather in the cap of the region.
Indeed. A program for advanced learners started in 1981 and continues a proud tradition of educating students in a holistic, compassionate, challenging, rigorous curriculum. And I certainly was very honored to have spent the bulk of my career, almost 18 years, as principal there at Handley School. And I continue to support it and exciting things are planned for. There's going to be a brand new Handley School building as part of the bond issue that Saginaw Public Schools passed.
Yeah.
So that's something new.
Let me ask about that. I had interviewed Superintendent Roberts about that before the bond issue went to the vote. And we're sitting here talking about it. And I said, how much are you asking for? And he said, $100 million. And I probably rolled my eyes back because I thought that was, unreachable in Saginaw. I figured, okay, it's an opening salvo. They'll come back 6 months later with something reasonable. And lo and behold, by a 2-1 vote, it passed. I was one of the most shocked people because I was dead wrong. How do you account for it?
Well, I think people recognize that having a strong educational program, not just Handley, but a strong district, is important for the quality of life, for the future of a community, for its economic development. I think they responded to that. This wasn't a one-time opportunity to really make some significant improvements, not just Band-Aids and fix it a little bit here and there, but to go in full bore and make some powerful changes, one of which is to create a gifted and talented complex on the site of the current Arthur Hill facility that will include SASA, which is the middle school, high school extension of Handley, if you will, or companion to Handley at the upper grades. So it certainly was a bold ask, and I'm so proud that our community responded the way it did.
Were you surprised?
I was surprised. I think all of us were surprised.
I think we all were. That's right. Well, hang on.
Surprised and pleased.
Yeah, hang on a minute. I want to talk a little more about it with you. But we're talking to Irene Hensinger. Irene, she mentioned, was principal for some 18 years at Handley and knows well the education system and education requirements to be a great school. We'll talk a little more with her, and then we'll remind you about the film festivals again. All ahead here on the Art Lewis Show on WSGW. We'll be back.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune in to Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services. Investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Let me tell you about the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch. Now, imagine this, eating tasty home-style comfort food without all the sweat and tears of cooking it. You're darn tootin', that's the Lumberjack Restaurant specialty. Food's so good and portions so big, your pals are gonna have to roll you home if you finish the whole dadgum plate. And why wouldn't you? So get your axe up to the Lumberjack Restaurant of West Branch, exit 212, I-75, where hunger goes to die.
For eligible individuals 18 or older only. Not available in Oregon or West Virginia. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
How are your hearing aids sounding now?
A little tinny.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With hearing aids from Lively, everything is done remotely in the comfort of your home, from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better. With Lively, you get premium Bluetooth-enabled hearing aids at thousands less than you'd might expect. The best hearing aid technology is now affordable and convenient. Your hearing aids are sent right to your door. And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments 7 days a week. No charge. Ah, you people at Lively are wonderful. With Lively hearing aids, you get free shipping, 3 years of follow-up care included free, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage. You can't lose. I hear better than I ever thought possible. Now get $100 off your hearing aids when you go to listenlively.com/radio. That's listenlively.com/radio. listenlively.com/radio.
Some people treat investing like a game, but Marcus by Goldman Sachs approaches investing in a smart way with digitally managed portfolios that leverage Goldman Sachs strategies. So, do you want to play games or do you want your money to work smart? You can money. Visit Marcus.com to learn more about saving, borrowing, and investing from Marcus by Goldman Sachs.
Investing involves risk and investments may lose value. Brokerage and investment advisory services by Goldman Sachs & Company, LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. Lending and deposits products provided by Goldman Sachs Bank USA. Member FDIC.
With confusion around vaccinations, masks, and public screenings, it's important to know the symptoms of COVID and its variants. Fever is the leading sign, so make sure you use an accurate thermometer for your family. Only the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers have no clinical evidence behind them and cannot be relied on. Be vigilant and be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Tommy Scott running to the right side, gets into the end zone. The Cardinals win in overtime.
The SVSU Cardinals earned a thrilling overtime win at Texas A&M Commerce. This Saturday, the Cards host Northwood in a homecoming showdown live at 1:30 p.m. on 100.5 News Radio WSGW. SVSU football is brought to you by United Financial Credit Union, Medical Choices of Saginaw, Zach Schmid, your Edward Jones financial advisor, and Forward Energy.
Saginaw Valley State University football is on WSGW.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, chatting with Irene Hensinger about the Riverside Saginaw Film Festivals, but I've also kind of switched gears on her to talk about education. So Irene, there was discussion for years about which high school to save and which high school to close. And the solution now is a combined high school. Many have suggested maybe we ought to call it Saginaw Unified. You got any thoughts?
I'll leave that up to others.
Gee whiz.
I do think having one high school certainly, and on that lovely site along the river, is going to be an exciting new.
It certainly is going to be different.
High school education.
It's going to be different in the district for a while, isn't it?
It will be, but things are always, everything is different, and change can be exciting and good.
What makes a good school?
Oh, lots of things. Certainly a powerful staff that are committed, families that are open to working with the school, support at the central office level. It's really creating a community that's child-centered, that uses best practices, that keeps current with and gets to know the children individually. No two children are the same, and they have different needs, and it is really as difficult as education and working with families, particularly these times that people are undergoing a lot of stress. The families always struggle. It is a job that has immense personal satisfaction to feel that you can really have a chance to make a difference. And on another topic, I also am involved with the Saginaw County Hall of Fame, and next week the induction ceremony, didn't have one last year but will this year, is also recognizing a teacher, and that was Fred Case Jr.
Very good. Excellent.
Along with Henry Marsh will be inducted this year.
Wow. All right, so I have to ask this question. You were in teaching a year or two. We'll leave it there.
Thank you.
From the time you got in until you finally retired a few years ago, how much had the educational process changed?
In many ways it didn't change. And partly it didn't change for me because my working with students and families and communities and systems was the same the day I left as the day I came in.
Yeah.
So
it is that personal interaction, isn't it?
It is. It is. I loved it the first day, and I loved it the last day, and I have wonderful memories of the people that we got to work with, and the things that we were able to do with the children, with their families, and they remain really good friends of mine.
All right, let us go back to where we began. We'll take you back to the film festivals. which is the real reason you were here.
Always happy to talk about education.
I knew that. That's why I asked. And when I saw those two schools in the top 10, I thought, wow, this is a good time.
It is a good sign.
The Riverside Saginaw Film Festivals, 2 now. Give everybody the dates and where they can go for information again.
Sure. The first one is next week, actually, October 21st to 24th, Thursday through Sunday. And then the second one will be November 12th to the 14th. Information can be obtained at Riverside Saginaw Film Festival.org, or if someone wants to call and has specific questions, we have a phone number, 989-607-1070.
And you don't have to worry about advance tickets. You just buy them at the door at the Court Theater for as many or as little as you want.
Absolutely. So we hope to see everybody. You know, we had the last few years we've had 2 festivals. We've had a fall one, a large fall one, and a somewhat modified, slightly smaller one in the spring. But we missed a spring one, we missed a fall one, we missed another spring one. So we're thrilled to be back, and hopefully people will come out and enjoy films. While we weren't able to have films, filmmakers were still busy making films, and so there were plenty of really wonderful independent films being made in the last year or so that people have not had a chance to see.
Where do you find them? Is there a clearinghouse for them?
We work with a film booker, but we also, there's this is an entirely volunteer organization. 15th year, our 14th festival. And we look at other festivals, which are now beginning to happen again, but we also read critics' reviews, analysis of films. There are sites on the internet, rank films. So we look at those and choose from that really large list.
We wish you well with this year's film festivals, and thanks for spending a little time with us this morning.
Well, always welcome a chance to sit down and talk to you, Art.
Thanks, Irene. Have a great day.
You.
Bye-bye now. Irene Hensinger from the Riverside Saginaw Film Festivals. Time to get more for your money. Time to think Thalen Kia. Thalen Kia, located on Euclid Avenue in Bay City. You know, Kia combines style, safety, plus dependability with their 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, and it's included on every new Kia. And no one makes that dependability more affordable than Thalen Kia on Euclid Avenue. Now, you can get more value for less in a new Kia Rio S5 door. Buy your new Kia Rio S5 door from just $236 per month, nothing down for 84 months. It's time to think Thalen Kia, Euclid Avenue in Bay City. Getting more for your money because it's the right thing to do. Plus taxes, state, and dealer fees, 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. See retailer for full warranty details. Included 500 Kia customer cash rebate, APR 3.9% on approved credit. See Thalen Kia for complete details. Deal ends October 31st, 2021. Shop online at thalenkia.com. And we'll be back after these notes.
At Midland Furniture Garage, personal service and great design is everywhere. And with it all style, high-quality furniture can be customized for maximum comfort. Discover our recliners, window treatments, sofas, and more by Stressless, Norwalk, Hunter Douglas, and others. Come into Midland Furniture Garage, Midland's creative source, and see what's possible for yourself. Midland Furniture Garage, 34 Ashman Circle in Midland, and online at midlandfurnituregarage.com.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and in 3 easy steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit spectrummobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit spectrummobile.com/save for details.
All right. That'll do it for the first hour of the Art Lewis Show. I want to thank listener Alan for sending me this U.S. News Best Michigan Elementary Schools. It was very enlightening to see that 2 Saginaw County schools, one in the city, one in the township, Hanley and Hamilton Elementaries, were in the top 10 in the state. Good news for a change. News is next from CBS and the local report. Then we'll be back with hour number 2 on the Art Lewis Show.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Cammie McCormick. The number of Americans filing for jobless benefits has fallen to its lowest level since the pandemic. .com's Mark Hamrick.
With so many jobs available and opportunities to work remote at least some of the time, the good news is that workers stand a reasonable chance of improving their employment situation, including better pay and working conditions. Clearly, that's what many want.
And many are demanding. 10,000 John Deere workers walked off the job. The Kellogg's strike continues, and entertainment workers are threatening a strike next week. All this as prices continue to rise for everything from food to fuel. The Biden administration has promised to ease the backlog at the nation's ports, but worker shortages are still an issue. Trucker Gerald Goldsby on the prospects for Christmas.
Oh, it's going to be crazy. It's not just with drivers. There's a shortage in warehouse workers, in retail.
And with store shelves emptying already.
You've already heard this. You better get out and get it because it will not be here for the full length of the season.
Store owner David Hansen.
I think there's going to be an awful lot of businesses that will not be here next year. You just can't make it if you don't have the product to sell, and this is the time of year to be selling.
The shortages are also widespread overseas, as Elaine Cobb reports.
For the past 20 years, shoppers in Britain have had a wide choice of cheap food, but the country's biggest chicken producer says that's about to end. Ranjit Singh Boparan warns rising production and transport costs will push up prices for the consumer. Britain is feeling the effects of problems with the global supply chain and pandemic fallout, but it's also got Brexit to contend with, leaving it short of migrant workers. Elaine Cobb, CBS News.
An FDA advisory panel is meeting at this hour, the first of 2 days of meetings on whether booster shots for the Moderna and Johnson & Johnson vaccine should be approved. Key to giving those shots, if approved, and flu shots, will be access. Here's correspondent Laura Podesta.
Health experts say local doctors will be the key to inoculating hard-hit communities.
By going through primary care, you'll be able to also reach populations that up to this point have been less vaccinated, in terms of communities that are dying at a higher rates than others.
Some health centers are giving out COVID vaccines along with the flu shot.
Britain's Prince William wasn't much of a fan of yesterday's Blue Origin launch. Actor William Shatner says he'll never forget it. But Prince William says more attention should be paid to problems closer to home, like the environment, rather than space tourism. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 373 points. This is CBS News.
Indeed helps find great hires fast. Indeed is your all-in-one platform for interviewing, screening, and hiring high-quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
At Golden Harvest, our best skill is knowing how to listen. From our Gold Series soybean and game-changing corn portfolios to our expert insights housed in the Illuminate digital agronomy platform, everything we offer is an answer to what we've heard from you. This is how we listen.
Peanut butter and jelly, cookies and milk, football in your favorite recliner. Some things work best in pairs. Enlist E3 soybeans from Golden Harvest are no different. Our exclusive Enlist E3 varieties have strong agronomics and disease tolerance for your conditions. Get yours from Golden Harvest today for a pairing that performs. This is how we listen. Copyright 2021 Syngenta. The trademarks or service marks displayed or otherwise used herein are the property of a Syngenta Group company, and Enlist E3 soybean technology is jointly developed with Dow AgroSciences LLC and MS Technologies LLC. Enlist E3 is a trademark of Dow AgroSciences LLC. All other trademarks are the property of their respective owners.
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your lungs. But like any air filter, the more clogged up it gets, the less it works. So how do you clean your nose? I'm Martin Hoke, and I didn't invent nasal irrigation. The neti pot's been around thousands of years. But I did invent Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion, or worse, can make 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage has over 70,000 online reviews averaging 4.7 stars because it works and it's easy to use. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Now available with eucalyptus for a spa-like experience. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 67 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. Dale Kildee, who served as the Flint area's congressman for more than 30 years, has died at age 92. Kildee, a Democrat, had the sixth highest seniority in the U.S. House of Representatives when he announced he would not seek re-election a decade ago. He won his first 1964, was elected to Congress in 1976, and was reelected 17 straight times. His nephew, current Deputy Chief Whip of the House Democrat Caucus, Dan Kildee, released a statement saying Dale will be remembered for many accomplishments in Congress, but especially his work to support early childhood education through Head Start, reform the No Child Left Behind initiative, and promote child and senior nutrition programs. A crash in Saginaw Township on Tuesday sent a 21-year-old man to the hospital. The police say the man was driving west on State Street around 11 p.m. when he lost control of his 2006 Saturn Ion. The car left the road, striking a tree, then a fire hydrant. The man needed to be extracted from the vehicle. He was taken to a local hospital for treatment. The extent of his injuries are unknown, but are believed to be non-life-threatening. The man was cited for speeding. Alcohol does not appear to be a factor in the crash. Registration for the 9th annual A.H. Nicholas Innovation Award, 9th at 4 p.m. With a goal of inspiring passion for science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM, the competition is open to high school students in Bay, Midland, Saginaw, and Tuscola counties, and awards up to $77,500 per year in scholarships to students aged 13 to 18 and STEM grants to schools. Student teams are challenged to think innovatively and develop solutions to problems impacting the world. More information and to register, visit ahninnovationaward.com. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
In an unpredictable world, having someone you can trust makes all the difference. For generations, the Great Lakes Bay region has trusted Covenant Healthcare. And today, as your local hospital leader, we're still here for you, our neighbors. We offer the region's most comprehensive care, and your health and safety are our top priorities. In fact, Covenant has been awarded an A rating from Frog Group 6 times running. Our focus on giving you this kind of exceptional care has made us the region's most preferred hospital. So don't put off the doctor appointment that could help you, the treatment that could heal you, the operation that could save you. Whether you need care for your heart, a chronic condition, or an emergency, come see us. Your health is precious, and we're right here to protect it, just like always. Covenant Healthcare, extraordinary care and safety for every generation.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. The problem of lead in the water is coming to a head in Benton Harbor. In Berrien County, new data from the state shows over the last 3 years an increase in blood lead levels in children under 6. Less than 5% of Benton Harbor's lead service lines have been replaced. 3,000 to 6,000, but nobody is sure. Due to
Hey guys.
record keeping.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Continues for Benton Harbor residents.
So far, so good.
Good. All right. I'll be with you in a few minutes.
Since September 30th,
I shut the video off when we're not on.
water have been distributed with
Okay.
additional shipments scheduled for delivery to the city. A sentence has been handed down for a father after his son brought an explosive device that detonated at a school. Jim Matthews reports.
It was in March that the teen accidentally detonated the homemade explosive at his Western Michigan high school, losing both his thumbs in the process. Now his father is going to prison. David Saylor Sr. was sentenced to 4 years behind bars by a federal judge in Grand Rapids. His son brought the homemade explosive to Newaygo High School, not only injuring himself but also some others nearby. Authorities searched Saylor's home and filed the charges, with him pleading guilty to possession of a pipe bomb and a stolen gun. Saylor also admitted that he and his son had been designing and making explosives for about 2 years. Jim Matthews, Michigan News Network.
2 Michigan timber harvesting companies will continue to face trial after an Otsego County judge denied a motion aimed at dismissing embezzlement charges he faces. In March, 53-year-old Norman Przybylski of Petoskey was bound over to Otsego County Circuit Court on 6 counts of embezzlement by an agent of $1,000 or more, but less than $20,000. Each charge is punishable by up to 5 years in prison. The department alleges Przybylski embezzled from landowners by not accurately reporting to them the full extent of the timber harvested from their lands so that he would not have to pay the landowners the proceeds they were owed. WSGW News Time 1010. I'm Mike Perchap.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms at times here for today, with cloudy sky conditions and a high into the mid-70s. Winds out of the south around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for tonight, a slight chance for some rain showers here. 4. By Friday, a chance for rain, mostly cloudy skies, high of 67 degrees. Then by Saturday, a chance for some rain showers here, cloudy skies, a high around 58. Sunday, mostly sunny skies, high of 62 degrees. Monday, plenty of blue skies and sun, a high of 65. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 66.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, the Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And a good morning to you. Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. This hour, we're going to follow up on something we talked about a while back because the folks with us have done some follow-up. We're going to talk about the public television series Breached, the Tittabawassee River disaster. This is part 2. And to tell us about it, we welcome back a couple of friends. First of all, we say good morning to Ron Beacom. Ron, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
And also with us is Bob Przybylski. Bob, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. So let's, I think we should refresh everyone about part 1, first of all. What was encompassed in the first video that you folks did about the dam disaster?
Go ahead, Ron.
I'll get us started. As you recall, the disaster happened on Tuesday, May 19th, 2020. That Wednesday, I went out as a volunteer for the emergency communications group for Midland County and went to the different evacuation centers, 5 of them around the county. And on my travels, of course, I saw the flooding below downtown Midland. But the jaw-dropping thing, the first thing I saw was Wixom Lake, that it was gone. And on my travels, I texted Bob and said, you need to get over here with the camera. We got to start shooting. So the next day, because that day I went to all the evacuation centers, it took me all day to do that, given all the detours. The next day we went back to downtown Midland, but then Bob and I that Thursday afternoon went to downtown Sanford and just saw just a terrible scene. And as we shot over those first couple of days, we decided we wanted to do a documentary, and we did that, Breach, which aired the beginning of October last year. So what that documentary focused on was the immediate aftermath, and then touched on some of the issues. And we focused on people who were impacted, who either lost their home completely or was heavily damaged. We had a lot of people all along the corridor from Wixom Lake all the way to Freeland. So that was the focus of the first documentary.
So, Bob, you shot that first documentary. Is this second documentary just, the remaining footage from the first shoot, or did you go back and shoot more?
No, actually, our first program aired October 6th, I think it was last year. The next day, Ron came over and we started planning for part 2. And I think it was 3 or 4 days later, we were already out shooting because there was stuff happening, such as Sanford, in downtown Sanford, they started to this 2-night-a-week meals where they would, pass out meals to people who drove up in their cars. And remember, this is all during COVID, during the heyday of COVID. So they were trying to keep it safe, but yet there were all these people there that, in Wixom Lake and Sanford that didn't have electricity maybe, or didn't have a stove to cook, been working on their homes all day long and forgot to eat. And a lot of the, a couple of the people who started this meals thing were saying people are just working so hard, they're forgetting to eat and forgetting to take care of themselves. So they just decided to set up this drive-through meal thing and they were serving 300 or 350 meals twice a week. And it was all volunteer. It was all donated food. So I think that was the first thing we documented, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just went from there, where we just started to, reach out to people or ask people what was happening, or we would see something that's happening. But we knew immediately, halfway through the first documentary, we knew that there was going to be a second documentary, because the first documentary was basically what happened. And now the second documentary is about the recovery and how people are recovering both physically and emotionally, because those are two parts that are equal in the recovery of all these people who are affected.
I'm curious, Ron and Bob, because of the lay of the land and the flooding that took place, did you have trouble getting around?
Initially, because you got to remember that most of the bridges were either washed out or the roads to them were washed out, major bridges. So that affected travel for the first several months. The first major bridge they repaired was US 10 going over Sanford Lake. That was repaired by the end of June last year. So that helped for east-west travel. Then I think by early fall, mid-fall, they repaired the bridge in downtown Sanford, which was critical for people who live, in Sanford. Then over time, they did the Curtis Road Bridge, which is an east-west bridge in Edenville, which is big for traffic from that part of the county over to Beaverton. And then the final two bridges that were fixed were on M30, just north of Edenville, one crossing the Tittabawassee River, which that was just below the dam break, where that dam breach, I should say, where some of that was washed out. And then a bridge right by what's called Strikers Marina, a business there that crosses over Wixom Lake, where the tobacco part of Wixom Lake goes over to the Tittabawassee side, west to east. That bridge was blown apart. And that didn't get finished, I think, till mid-late February. So all those were critical just to general transportation and emergency response. So in terms of your question about our travels, yeah, for a while there we had extra travels, but so did everybody, all along that corridor for months.
Did you find people were cooperative?
Yeah, I think, in our approach to the documentary, I did a count going through my script. Roughly 37 different people appear in our documentary. Most are people impacted by it. Everybody was impacted by it. And a few are people involved in the leadership effort to put things back together. Once in a while, maybe we approach somebody to see if they wanted to appear in the second documentary. And sometimes people just don't. They don't want to share their story. And that's fine. They're entitled to their privacy. But most people, their response to us, especially with the first documentary and with this one, they appreciate that we're out there documenting their story and sharing it beyond our area, because they still need help. It's a long process to put things back together.
And I think what also helped us was the fact that we did the first documentary and that it was seen by a lot of the people who were affected, and they really received it. We were very well received by the people who were affected. So they knew kind of our prior work, and a lot of the people that we interviewed for the second one said, "Oh yeah, I saw your first one," and that kind of thing. So they knew what we were doing, and so I think that made them a little less hesitant to appear, because they kind of knew the body of work that we had, and they were, they thought it was okay, and they were willing to cooperate. Yeah.
So, if we were to tag this the second breached, life after?
Well, what we're emphasizing, the recovery.
recovery.
What we lead with this documentary, as Bob said earlier, there are two components, the physical and emotional. So you'll see that both on the bigger scale and the infrastructure projects, and also people rebuilding their homes, and then people, rebuilding their lives emotionally. One of the things people shared with us in Sanford is somebody had looked at studies of what happens in other major disasters. And they said after 6 months, a lot of times the volunteerism goes down and suicides go up. So there've been constant efforts to bring the community together through different things. And you'll see examples of that in our new documentary, that just to keep people engaged and going. And it's a common theme in this program is that people talk about how, the disaster was terrible, but a bright spot, if that's the right word, with the disaster is it's brought their community closer together.
Before I forget, because we could probably talk all day and I'd forget, when does it air?
Tuesday night, October 19th, 8 p.m. on the main Delta College Public Media PBS channel. Then it replays the following Sunday at 1 p.m. And then on Delta World, one of the secondary channels that Delta has, it airs next Friday at 5, the 22nd, and Sunday at 7. All this is available on the website. And then it'll also be available on Delta Broadcasting's website as well. I'm not sure when that happens.
Yeah. What's going to happen is it's going to premiere at 8 o'clock next Tuesday. And at 8 o'clock next Tuesday, it's also going to be available on our website and on YouTube. So you'll be able to pick it up anytime if that's how you prefer to watch it now on your computer or your phone. It'll be available at 8 o'clock next Tuesday when it airs, and then it'll be up on our website and on YouTube. So.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Bob. And again, it's a 1-hour documentary, and it's followed Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. Mike Redford, who is hosting his follow-up program live at 9 o'clock, and he'll have some of the principal players on that program to discuss.
His show slid an hour because normally his show's
right.
Yeah, and it's going to be an hour-long program instead of a half hour. So
okay,
yeah, his program, yeah, and we did that last year.
Hang on, I've got to take a break, and we'll be back. We're talking to Ron Beacom and Bob Przybylski from Delta College TV about Breached Part 2, the Tittabawassee Dam failure, the failures of the dams on the Tittabawassee River. More ahead here on the Art Lewis Show. Let me see if I can give away some money. It's time to play the WSGW Fall into Cash contest presented by Herman Hesse & Company, downtown Bay City. Right now, you can qualify to win the daily cash prize of $1,000 by entering the following word online at WSGW.com. And the word this hour is rub, R-U-B. If you're going to make good ribs, you need a rib rub. Don't forget, this is an Alpha Media Company-wide contest. Must be 18 or older to play. One winner chosen each day. Complete rules at WSGW.com. Fall into Cash contest presented by Herman Hesse & Company in Bay City. And speaking of Bay City, we talked to you about Kryzak's House Family Restaurant. Proud to be a business that serves this area with the finest in dining and takeout services. Grateful for all of you who have supported them. They look forward to serving all of you once again. Every day's takeout day at Kryzak's, today 11 to 7, Friday and Saturday 11 to 8. Kryzak's House Family Restaurant at the corner of Cass and Michigan on Bay City's south side. Don't forget they're closed Mondays. For takeouts and reservations, for parties and more, call 894-5531. We'll be back with our guests after these notes.
Christmas, it's the most wonderful time of the year. The place to shop for Christmas is Bronner's. How would you like to join the team and work at Bronner's this holiday season? Hi, this is Bob Splutzer from Bronner's Christmas Wonderland in Frankenwood. Not everyone can be Santa Claus, but he always needs lots of helpers. That's why we're currently hiring happy, friendly people that would love the opportunity to make extra cash for the holidays. Bronner's will provide you with a set monthly schedule, your uniform, and time and a half wages on Saturday evenings and all day on Sundays. You could be greeting customers, ringing up orders, personalizing ornaments, assembling gift boxes. Bronner's will give you a generous employee discount for your merry little Christmas, too.
To join the Bronner's team, simply apply online at Bronners.com/jobs and fill out an online application. That's Bronners.com/jobs. Bronner's, making spirits bright since 1945.
Merry Christmas.
Here's a fact. COVID hospitalizations of young people have tripled since the start of summer.
Also a fact, vaccines are highly effective in preventing hospitalizations and deaths, even from the Delta variant. If you've got questions about COVID vaccines, because our kids are irreplaceable, we can do this. Find vaccines near you at vaccines.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks rallied at the open, helped by another round of strong earnings. Also, prices at the wholesale level rose again last month, though not to the extent expected by economists. The producer price index rose 0.5% in September, and for the year ending in September, the increase is 8.6%. The number of people unemployment benefits last week declined to 293,000. Bank of America, Citi, Morgan Stanley, and Wells Fargo all reported upbeat earnings for the summer quarter. Though Deere & Company shares have been losing ground after the UAW went on strike, union members rejected a tentative 6-year agreement earlier in the week. And the Wall Street Journal says Boeing is now dealing with another production issue on its Dreamliner. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
COVID is spiking again, and it's just not clear how to keep your fever is the leading symptom of COVID, and the only way to reliably detect it is with an accurate thermometer. Be vigilant and be accurate with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, whose accuracy has been proven in more than 100 clinical studies. Don't rely on non-contact thermometers. They are proven to be inaccurate and will not reliably detect a fever that might mean COVID. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, I guess we'll try to make sense of it all. That is a very, very difficult job. We will have fun.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. We're talking to Ron Beacom and Bob Przybylski out at Delta College Public Television. Breached the Tittabawassee River dam failure, and this is part 2 coming up Tuesday. In shooting this second part, as you did in the first part, are you already talking about a third part?
Well, I don't think there's going to be a lot happening that, well, like this, the second part, we didn't touch anything on the legal issues with the law, the cases for damages, because that's not really going to shake out for probably 2 or 3 years.
You could do a whole show with Ben Johnson, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that I'd give you his number.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes, but it's going to take a while for it to all shake down. I mean, I'm sure we're probably going to do a part 3, but that could be, when the dam's open, or we gather footage of the construction and all that kind of stuff. I mean, we really don't know. Ron and I have been immersed in this for almost 2 years nonstop. So maybe it's time to take a little break and kind of see how things shake out. But I imagine there'll be a part 3 at some point.
Well, we should point out, yes, you've been immersed in it, but you had other things to do. I worked with them on a program called Second Act, Life After 50. So you are doing other things.
Right. Yeah, I have other jobs, other programs. I think I do 4 other programs. This is just, other duties as assigned, like they always say,
And my where I'm at is I retired almost 5 years ago from the city of Midland. I used to run Midland Community Television and do communications for the Grace A. Dow Memorial Library. And over time, I've grown. I call them revenue streams, not jobs. Revenue streams in retirement,
I like that.
I started as a substitute teacher, which I still do that a little bit. I've had this job almost 4 years now at Delta, which my primary job with Delta, working with Bob, is we produce Second Act, which we featured you earlier this year. Second Act, Life at 50 Plus, about people 50 and over. In fact, we're in production on a new one that'll air in November, and a little teaser there. We're featuring a beekeeper, gentleman in his 60s who sells honey, and then we're also going to do a segment with MDOT, the Michigan Department of Transportation, on everybody's sometimes least favorite subject, roundabouts. We're going to get into why they have them, and also how to navigate them and the benefits of them. And then we always feature, Chuck Cusick does an exercise segment, and we plan to do an update in that program. There's so much out there on the boosters, flu shot, shingles, all that. So we're going to do an interview with Stephanie Duggan from St. Mary's, and also Dr. Catherine Bodner with Midland County Health Department. So that's coming up in November. And then a couple other things that I do. I freelance for the Midland Daily News, and I'm the managing editor for an online publication called Catalyst Midland. It's a free subscription, comes out every week. There's also one in Bay City called Route Bay City, and that's managed by Kathy Roberts. You might know Kathy Art. And then there's also one out of Mount Pleasant called Epicenter Mount Pleasant. So I have my hand in different things, but as I mentioned, we kind of stumbled into doing this documentary last year when it first happened, and I'm really glad we did it. I got a lot of nice notes from people when we put it together, but the one that really meant a lot, as a community leader told me, he said, our documentary contributed to the community's recovery, because it documents what happened. And as Bob might have mentioned earlier, some people who were so immersed in their part of what was happening out there didn't get to see the big picture when it was happening. So a few months later, they saw what was happening in other parts of the community, and they all talked about that. And one of the other comments we get on the first documentary is, we didn't stick a microphone in people's face the first, few days, but still it was very emotional, very raw, what people present. And even in this documentary, over a year later, some of the people still putting together their homes, that it's still very challenging. I'll always remember the lawyer, Scott McFarland, who appeared in our first documentary, involved in one of the lawsuits. He said, some people will never recover from this, because if they lost their home, and my numbers aren't exact here, if they lost their home, their compensation from FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, is $35,000, $36,000. Then maybe they got a no interest or low interest loan, and maybe they got grants for building materials, things like that, or labor donated. But you'll see in the second documentary, some people sold their retirement IRAs. They've had to push back their retirement several years. And they put everything back into putting their houses back together, because most people, I'll use the word most, aren't in a position just to sell it and walk away.
Yeah.
There's those challenges. So it's just been interesting, all the different facets of it.
Yeah, it's they've also we don't hear anything about it anymore. I assume they've moved away from it, but there was talk at one time of piling on these people. They lost their homes, and then they were told they were going to get taxed to rebuild the dams.
Well, that's
was
still an issue. And
yeah,
we touch on that in our program. There's the Four Lakes Task Force. They're the delegated authority of Midland and Gladwin counties to oversee putting things back together. And one component of that, while they are trying to seek funding from the state of Michigan, the federal government, grants wherever they can get them, they have proposed a special assessment district, an SAD, for all the property owners on the Four Lakes. And you have to remember there are 4 lakes. There's Secord up in Gladwin County, Smallwood, which is a smaller lake, also in Gladwin County, Wixom, which stretches for the most part Gladwin into Midland County, and then Sanford Lake's all Midland County.
Right.
So there's a special assessment district proposed. And there are different numbers out there. It's not based on the value of your property. It's more about your frontage along the water and off. There's a whole formula and all that. But for some people, it'd be a significant amount of money that they don't have. I always give the example, and again, my numbers are not exact here, but some people might be asked to contribute, we'll say $1,500 a year for the next 30 plus years. Some people don't have the $100 a month, and other people might be asked to pay $3,000 a year, and maybe they're in a financial position they can afford it. So there are some opponents to that idea, and you will hear from them in our program, who they question the Four Lakes being the delegated authority, and that can be debated. And they question the idea of a special assessment district having to
To me,
contribute.
it's just hitting people when they're down. I've spoken against it a number of times, so I'm just going to be consistent. That's the way I look at it.
It's a challenging situation because the numbers that have been kicked around to repair put the dams back together, do some other things. You're talking $300 million.
Yeah, I heard 330. I heard 250. I mean, the number seems to float a little bit, but there also appears to be a possible movement in the federal funds that are available to the state. Some of that money might be able to be used for the dam reconstruction. You guys don't get into that though in the documentary, do you?
We just say they're seeking the federal funding and the state funding. We do get into the special assessment district, and why we didn't go real deep into all those meter subjects. We touch on them, but they're not going to be resolved in the time frame of when our program is on.
Yeah,
but we do touch on them. Like the first one, we touched on some of the issues, but we couldn't dig deep. There just wasn't time.
And another thing that kind of flows into this conversation is we spoke to a group called Restore the Lakes. They're kind of supporters of the Four Lakes Task Force and what they're doing, and they're trying to help out. But the one line the guy said is, a thing like this has never happened before anywhere. So there's not a blueprint of what you do to fix things and to get things moving. So it's really fluid and there's a lot of different options. But the main point is nothing like this has ever happened. So they're kind of going at it blind and trying to figure it out. And so I think that's a big part of it, is that there isn't some place they can go and say, okay, these steps are what we need to do. They kind of got to figure it out on their own.
I mean,
Go ahead. Hang on. I got to take a break. Hang on. We'll come right back with our guests here on the Art Lewis Show. More ahead after these notes.
Spectrum Business knows small businesses are always looking to cut expenses. That's why we offer the best value on fast internet and phone. But we wanted to do more. So how does 1 month free sound? Get 200 megabit per second internet for $49.99 a month and business phone for $19.99 a month. And right now, you can get 1 month of internet and phone and even TV for free. Call 855-258-5887 and switch to Spectrum Business. Restrictions apply.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar. Whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners, it's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Hi, I'm Terry Rock. Are you happy with your Medicare? I am now, after I met the pros at Medicare Choices. Yes, you do have choices when it comes to Medicare coverage. No cookie cutter plan for me. You buy a pair of shoes if they fit. Get the right fit. A custom for you that helps you protect that hard-earned retirement income. Call 989-899-7820, MedicareChoicesInfo.com. We'll walk you through every step.
Attorney Joe Cordell. New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated. And divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone. But you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has guided men through the challenges of divorce. You're not alone. Call Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. Offices in CordellCordell.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your lungs. So how do you clean your nose? Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion, make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target.
Some people treat investing like a game, but Marcus by Goldman Sachs approaches investing in a smart way with digitally managed portfolios that leverage Goldman Sachs strategies. So, do you want to play games or do you want your money to work smart? You can money. Visit Marcus.com to learn more about saving, borrowing, and investing from Marcus by Goldman Sachs.
Investing involves risk and investments may lose value. Brokerage and investment advisory services by Goldman Sachs & Company, LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. Lending and deposit. Bank USA, member FDIC.
Direct from the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
Hi, welcome back. The Art Lawyer Show. We're talking to Ron Beacom and Bob Przybylski from Delta College Public Television about their series Breached. It'll be part 2 of the dam failures on the Tittabawassee River. Next Tuesday, 8 o'clock, and it's followed by the follow-up with Mike Redford at 9 o'clock, where they will have a discussion about it after the program airs. In talking to the people in that region, do you sense there's hope and that they're looking ahead at a brighter future? What was your reaction to them?
I'll start on this, Bob. I think most, by a big margin, feel they'll get the lakes back. I mean, there are the concerns about when and who's going to pay for it. I mean, Four Lakes Task Force does have a plan right now that they hope to have it all restored by 2026, phasing it in over time. So there's hope there. Obviously, there's anger about what happened and who's responsible. But to answer your question, yeah, I think there's hope. I mean, are there some people who doubt that the lakes will be restored? Yes, there are people who feel that way too.
Bob, what was your reaction?
Well, I think that you have to remember hope is kind of, there's various levels of hope, hope I get my house fixed. There's a lot of that, and hope we get the lakes back and hope my property value goes up. And, but to me, doing these interviews, a couple things really surprised me is that some of the people we interviewed, the humor they showed in the middle of all of the disaster and them in the middle of their house, down to the studs, they're making jokes. And to me, that says a lot of thing about, the character and their strength. And then there's other people who you can tell it's kind of beating them down a little bit. And,
yeah. We have a caller, so let's take the call. This is Bruce in Sanford. Bruce, good morning. You're on with Ron and Bob.
Hey, Ron, Bob, and Art. How you guys doing?
Doing well.
All right.
Yeah, I just want to go ahead and take a moment and say, I appreciate that they've done the work they've done. I won't lie. I have not watched the first episode just because of the fact of living through it all. It's one of those deals I've really tried to shove behind me. I spent my whole summer out there last year working with the gentleman that came up from Florida, removing all the boats and all that. So it was an interesting time, but yeah, my wife and I are actually in the process of getting ready to sell our house because of it all. So
you're not going to hang around, huh?
No, it did. What wasn't the major aspect that did the decision? Our child, we'd always said when our last one graduated high school, we probably would stay. And literally, she just graduated this year. So the flood happened before her senior year. And it just, the special assessment has just been the big kicker. We've just been like, you know what, we're done. We're out.
Did you have lakefront?
I'm backlot property, and so I'm not on the lakefront, and we didn't suffer damage. We just did a whole lot of trying to help, anywhere and any way you could, like everybody else is doing.
Oh, you were on the lucky side of things then, huh? Sort of.
Just lucky.
Yeah. Measured by others, let's put it that way.
Yes, and that's a big deal. So we were fortunate not to suffer damages, but yeah, the amount of damage that was done was. I've been other places. I've been in other situations with disasters, and it was unbelievable, even tough.
Guys, you got any questions for Bruce?
No.
Okay, Bruce, I have one question for you. Even though you're going to be eventually leaving, did it strengthen the sense of community in Sanford?
Initially, yes. Right now, I would say it's probably no worse than it ever was before. There's still small pockets of a lot of support. There's other pockets where you can really see some of the people are, I would almost say, frustrated. It's those who do get help or did get help versus those who didn't. So it's almost like a sense of entitlement type situation of jealousy at some point.
Interesting. Well, listen, I appreciate your chiming in this morning. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yep. Bye-bye.
I think
Guys,
one thing we have to remember about the disaster is it wasn't like a neighborhood. It was, I don't know how many miles, 65 miles or whatever. And so all the homes that were damaged, I mean, there were, would you say thousands homes? Damaged? Hundreds. They all needed drywall. They all needed workers. They all needed, and there wasn't enough to go around at the beginning. So you kind of got to put it into perspective that it wasn't just like, when a tornado hits and it hits a 2-block area or a 3-block area. This was like.
Well, I know what you're speaking of because I live, as you know, at the south end of that 65 miles.
Right.
You guys have been to my house. We had 10 feet of water
out
front.
Yeah.
So I know what you're speaking.
So, you got to consider that everybody needed drywall. Everybody needed everybody needed help. There were wells. We touch on the fact that there were probably close to 750 wells that had some sort of damage, whether it was just a slight amount of damage or they totally need to be replaced. It was just on such a massive scale that you could see how easily frustrated people could get if they couldn't get what they needed right away. Yeah. So that's kind of why it's taking them so long to get their houses back in order. I mean, they were able to rip the stuff out, but then, okay, I can't find any drywall. I can't find any drywall. I can't get a plumber out here. I can't get any appliances because, appliances are in short supply now. So it's kind of snowballed, and it's just.
And so here we are today. That tragic incident happened. And here we are today. And shelves are getting bare because you can't get stuff because of supply chain.
Right.
Hang on, guys. We got to take a quick break. We'll come back one more segment with Ron and Bob after these notes on the Art Lewis Show.
Let me tell you about the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch. Now, imagine this. Eating tasty home-style comfort food without all the sweat and tears of cooking it. You're darn tootin'. That's the Lumberjack Restaurant specialty. Food's so good and portions so big, your pals are going to have to roll you home if you finish the whole dadgum plate. And why wouldn't you? So get your axe up to the Lumberjack Restaurant of West Branch. Exit 212, I-75, where hunger goes to die.
There's a lot of confusion about how to protect yourself from COVID, with guidelines and regulations changing by the week. You need an accurate thermometer for your family to check for fever, the leading sign of flu and COVID. Only the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate in more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers have no scientific studies behind them and can miss the fever that might mean COVID. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Is your prostate waking you up more often than your alarm clock? The fact is, the older you get, the more likely you'll have prostate problems, which can affect your everyday life. That's where Prostate Complete by Real Health comes in. Prostate Complete is the result of 20 years of experience as a leader in men's health. The powerful formula in Prostate Complete supports natural prostate function and reduced urinary urges for a better quality of life. Available at Walmart. Visit prostateoneperday.com for special offers. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
My name is Tom Thornton.
And my name is Cindy Thornton. We're retired, and this is how we live united.
We decided to volunteer with United Way at our community free health clinic.
United Way is how we contribute, because we know our time and money are going to the right places.
Judging by the thank yous we get at the clinic, I'd say we're doing the right thing with our retirement, too. We're Tom and Cindy Thornton. We volunteer at our community free health clinic. We don't just wear the shirt.
We live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Tom Sullivan, weeknights at 7 on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, talking to Bob Przybylski and Ron Beacom from Delta College Public Television. We were chatting just before the break about supply chain. There's your next great, videos. If you can figure out the supply chain mess, good luck with that. So let's refresh everybody's memory about this. This will be part 2 of Breached. And tell everybody again when it's going to be on and when they can see it and where they can see it.
Again, our subtitle is The Recovery, Tuesday night, October 19th, next Tuesday, 8 p.m. on Delta College Public Media PBS. At 9 o'clock, a live program with Mike Redford with the follow-up. Then it'll be televised again on Sunday, October 24th at 1 p.m. on Delta's main channel. And then also Friday evening at 5 next week, and the Sunday the 24th at 7 on Delta World, one of the secondary channels. And it'll be available online through Delta Broadcasting or Delta College Public Media's website and on YouTube as well, a 1-hour program.
Also, in case any of your listeners out there would be interested in seeing part 1, it's on our website right now, deltapublicmedia.org. Or you can go to YouTube and just search Breach, the Tittabawassee River disaster, and they'd be able to watch it there if they were interested in watching it maybe prior to the second part coming up.
And how long is that first one?
1 hour, 58 minutes. Yeah, 58 minutes.
So, well, basically they're 1 hour shares, both of them.
Yeah.
Well, listen, guys, appreciate, first of all, you're doing it and being with us. As I've said earlier to the audience, I work with both these guys. They're highly professional. They know what they're doing. And they do a great job. And who knows, maybe there's some awards down the road for these things.
I appreciate that, Art. I want to give a shout out to Bob. He and I have been working together about 4 years now, and obviously grown closer all the time we spent together traveling up and down the river corridor the past year and a half. Tons of respect for all his accomplishments. He's won awards. Remember the program he did a few years ago on Vietnam? Local version of that, Ken Burns. I also want to give a shout out to the people we answered to, Tom Bennett, Joel Yazak at Delta College Public Media, and the college itself. I think they show great support for public broadcasting. I always remember Tom Haskell, who was a program director for a long time at Delta, lives here in Midland. He was on the committee that interviewed me for the job I got at MCTV in 1989. And what he always talked about is for people who've never attended Delta College, their kids haven't gone to Delta, that one of the main benefits they get with their tax dollar is, public radio and public television. So we hope that this is a good way to pay back the community to do programs like this and other documentaries that Bob and Marshall Fulmer and other people at Delta are involved in.
And it also offers up the educational opportunities for the students, having that kind of facility there.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, right now we are going through a renovation down in the broadcast area in order to bring the students more in with the broadcasting, and we're going to bring in the journalism program and hopefully have them working in the radio station, doing local stories and news and giving them opportunities. So it's kind of a key thing here in the broadcast area is to try to get the students, because it was when I went there. I mean, I graduated from Delta and then I went on to Ferris, but while you're at Delta here, there's a lot of opportunities if you want to put the work in to actually work in a real working television station. So we're trying to enhance those a little bit, but we're hoping it'll be probably spring next year. This is the last original part of the college that's left that hasn't been touched since the college.
Been a while.
Yeah, in 1961. So
yeah, well, they built the new control rooms and everything a number of years ago.
Yeah. I think I got there in 2003, and I think it was a couple years before that they
it was.
did all that. But
yeah,
the one thing I wanted to say about why we kind of did these projects is I think the most important reason is that the people who were affected, and even the people who weren't affected but are in the area, they're the supporters of our station. They're the viewers of our station. And if you were anywhere near Sanford or Wixom Lake or Midland the day or two afterwards, I mean, the presence of the national news was there. And then a day later, they were gone, kind of thing. And we just felt that we owed the community to hang around and to report on it and do something, because I mean these are our neighbors and our viewers of our station and supporters. So.
Well, you did yeoman's duty. Congratulations on it. We'll be looking at it Tuesday. Ron, always a pleasure.
Likewise, Art. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Bob. We appreciate your time this morning.
All right. Thanks,
Have a great day, both of you.
Bye.
Bye now. And again, next Tuesday on Delta's Main, you'll find it at 8 o'clock. Breached, Part 2, the recovery. Let me ask how you slept last night. Today's workers are asked to do more for less. So when you go to bed, you spend a third of your life there. You need quality sleep. You can get it with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. Now, you can visit all the so-called sleep stores, or you can rest assured the mattress you're using is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Your dollars are spent and they stay right here in our local economy. Your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world, but don't be fooled. You can still get a quality good night's sleep on a Sanitary Mattress. And they feature 1-hour window delivery of your mattress to your home. If you have an RV or a boat, Sanitary Mattress will custom make a mattress for you, something the box stores can't do. Visit the Sanitary Mattress factory and showroom, serving this area since 1935. Set your GPS to 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Visit them on the web at sanitarymattress.com or call 753-1757. We'll be back.
You can tell it's fall, huh?
Yeah, cooler days.
And leaves changing colors.
Kitchen's becoming beautiful.
Yeah, kitchen's become... Wait, what was that?
Well, fall's the perfect time to upgrade our kitchen.
What makes you say that?
Our kitchen and the Wilsons.
Theirs is pretty spectacular. Who'd they hire again?
Let Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center help you create the perfect space for your home. From imagination to completion, go to premierkitchenandbathgallery.com to get started. Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom. Get inspired.
For eligible individuals 18 or older only. Not available in Oregon or West Virginia. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
How are your hearing aids sounding now?
A little tinny.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With hearing aids from Lively, everything is done remotely in the comfort of your home, from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better. With Lively, you get premium Bluetooth-enabled hearing aids at thousands less than you'd might expect. The best hearing aid technology is now affordable and convenient. Sent right to your door. And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments 7 days a week. No charge.
Ah, you people at Lively are wonderful.
With Lively hearing aids, you get free shipping, 3 years of follow-up care included free, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage. You can't lose.
I hear better than I ever thought possible.
Now get $100 off your hearing aids when you go to listenlively.com/radio. That's listenlively.com/radio. listenlively.com/RADIO.
Presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook. Download and get started with a risk-free bet of up to $5,000. Sports tickets, dining, getaways, and more with every bet. Win or lose. Your app is ready, Emperor. T&C apply. Must be 21 plus.
Smith carries over the line. Deep pass. Larkin busts in with a shot. He scores! Smith to Larkin on the backhand, and it's 1-0 Red Wings.
The Red Wings play 7:15 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, that does it for this hour of the Art Lewis Show. Thanks for joining us. CBS News coming up at the top of the hour. Then the local report. We'll be back with Focus, something called Prime Programs in Schools. We'll learn about that right after the news. That's when we'll talk to you. We'll be back after that.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Facet Wealth.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. The head of the FDA Center for Biologics Evaluation says the case for COVID booster shots is clear.
The vaccine effectiveness against mild and moderate disease does appear to wane.
Dr. Peter Marks speaking at the start of an FDA advisory panel meeting to consider Moderna and Johnson & Johnson boosters. New test data shows people who got a J&J shot could be better off mixing and matching. Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy tells CBS Mornings.
This is the kind of data that the FDA is going to be considering in the advisory committee over the next few days. I would be cautious about it interpreting on its own right now, because what the FDA is going to look at is a few things, including the quality of the data itself.
So far, Pfizer's booster is the only one with emergency use authorization. Some hopeful news on the jobs market. 293,000 people signed up for first-time unemployment.
Smashing beneath the 300,000 claims barrier. This is the first time seeing an initial claims number in the 200,000 range since before the pandemic began early last year.
Bankrate's Mark Hamrick. More than 10,000 employees walked off their jobs at John Deere this morning over a contract dispute. Iowa State University economics professor Peter O'Rozum says strikers have leverage because of worker shortages.
The conditions are so much more favorable to trying to push for compensation improvements.
The union rejected a contract offer of 5% and 6% raises. There's a legal showdown brewing between allies of lawmakers on Capitol Hill. CBS's Chris Van Cleve says it involves the House investigation into the attack on the Capitol.
At least two of these former Trump-era officials, Kash Patel and former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, have been engaging with the committee so far. So far, the key word there. Now, Steve Bannon has indicated that he will not comply with the subpoena. He did that through his attorney.
In Lebanon, officials say at least 6 people were killed, dozens wounded by snipers positioned in buildings in Beirut who fired on protests organized by Hezbollah militants over the investigation into last year's massive report. The prime minister calls it a very dangerous sign. The White House has just announced President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden will meet with Pope Francis at the Vatican on October 29th. Mr. Biden is the U.S. second Catholic president. JFK was the first. Some clergy members have argued Mr. Biden should be denied communion for his support of abortion rights. He attends Mass at least once a week. The Dow is up 474 points. This is CBS News.
Facet Wealth, personalized and affordable financial planning for everyday Americans. No wealth or asset minimums. Quality financial advice for every.
Hi, this is Jessica. It's time to check out United Financial Credit Union and experience the credit union difference. From youth accounts to retirement accounts, we can help you with all of your financial needs. Here at United Financial Credit Union, we've been committed to our communities since 1964 and strive to provide long-term financial stability to our members and their families. Whether you need a loan or are looking for a safe place for your savings, you will always be treated as our top priority. Not a member? Why not? It's never been easier to open an account. It's time for you to check out your local friendly credit union and see how we will put you first.
Requirements federally insured by the NCUA.
We're where
Is that a faucet running? That's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. Forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink. What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum. That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe. I didn't know the trees were so amazing. Yep, and the forest gives us shade, trees to climb.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
Ugh, what are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
What are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. It's been a long time since we've had an adventure in the forest.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
You're right. I should get out.
Yeah, the forest is not that far away.
Hey, Mom! Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 68 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Purchase. Dale Kilby, former U.S. Congressman from Flint, has passed away at 92 years old. Here's WSGW's Rick Antonio.
The announcement was shared in a statement by nephew and current Congressman Dan Kildee. Governor Gretchen Whitmer issued comments calling the former congressman a tireless public servant and proud Michigander, noting he started the Native American caucus in Congress and notably represented Mid-Michigan during his time in office, uplifting local families, communities, and small businesses. He served as the Flint area's representative in Congress for more than 30 years, holding the sixth longest seniority in the U.S. House of Representatives when he announced he would not seek re-election in 2011. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
Consumers at state-of-the-art natural gas training facility in Flint. The center, named Flint Gas City, will serve as a training resource for more than 1,500 consumers employees who build, maintain, and operate natural gas infrastructure. The $10 million facility will be located at the Flint Service Center at 3201 East Court Street. It will feature learning environments designed specifically for the natural gas industry, including a command center where instructors will create and control various training scenarios, such as gas leak simulations, service hookups, utility locating, leak detection, and corrosion monitoring. Construction is expected to be complete in the winter of 2022. The Senate Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure in Michigan has approved a plan to rename a Bay County bridge in honor of Sergeant Christopher Gould, who was killed in the line of duty in the U.S. Army. Gould's service began in 2003 when he enlisted in the Michigan Army National Guard as a high school student. In 2007, he joined the Army and serving in Afghanistan on two separate deployments by a bomb in the Ghazni province of Afghanistan, February 27, 2011, at the age of 25. A House bill will rename the M13 bridge spanning Sheboygan Creek in Portsmouth Township as the Sergeant Christopher J. Gould Memorial Bridge, which is near the Gould family home. The bill now advances to the entire Senate for consideration. It previously earned unanimous support in the House of Representatives. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-709-7022. 800-709-7022. 800-709-7022.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. A community forum was held last night in Grand Rapids as the city looks for a new police chief. Residents from the city's southeast side reportedly want the next chief to reconsider the department's presence and behavior there. Attorney Tyrone Bynum represents some people from the neighborhood and says they've been victims of police brutality. He says they want police presence, but they don't want them beating up young black men and creating charges against them. 3 more forums are planned for this month. It's a chance to in Lake Orion related to the horror movie Halloween. Here's Michigan News Network's Sandra McNeil.
Canterbury Village wants to get into the Guinness Book for the most Michael Myers, that creepy villain in the movie, in any one place. Men, women, and children are invited to dress up. No knives, please. Canterbury Village owner Keith Aldridge says he'll be there.
I got everything. I got the jumpsuit, I got the black boots, and I got the mask.
Aldridge says they need just over 250, and he's pretty confident the record will be set. He says there will be a bonfire, adult beverages, and a disco plus.
We actually have the real Michael Myers coming to our property, James Jude Courtney, from the new Halloween Kills movie, which I believe comes out this Friday in movie theaters.
Sandra McNeil, Michigan News Network.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1110. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms at times here for today with cloudy sky conditions and a high into the mid-70s. Winds out of the south around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for tonight, a slight chance for some rain showers here, cloudy and a low near 54. By Friday, a chance for rain, mostly cloudy skies, high of 67 degrees. Then by Saturday, a chance for some rain showers here, cloudy skies, a high around 58. Sunday, mostly sunny skies, high of 62 degrees. Monday, plenty of blue skies and sun, a high of 65. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 68.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.90 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of Focus for a Thursday morning. Nice to have you with us. We're going to focus on education as it results to applies to manufacturing today. Talk about a program that the Saginaw Intermediate School District is knowledgeable about, and we have a couple of knowledgeable people with us this morning about it. First of all, we welcome Jenny Gino. Jenny, good morning.
How are you?
We're doing well. And Anne-Marie Batkowski. Good morning, Anne-Marie.
Good morning, Art.
All right, so let's talk about this thing called a prime manufacturing program. What is it?
So PRIME is the program response in manufacturing education that SME, which is a foundation, an education foundation, designed to try to get talent to manufacturers. So we had an opportunity a number of years ago to write for a Marshall Plan for Talent grant, which we had to comprise a large consortium of business partners to talk about a variety of in-demand careers, manufacturing being at the top of that list. And this is something that our partners really wanted to see brought to Saginaw County. So that's kind of the genesis of that. So these grant funds have enabled us to create 7 prime schools, including one at the Saginaw Career Complex under our state-approved program for students throughout Saginaw County, providing a direct pipeline to employers.
So how does this differ from what's being taught at the Career Complex, for example?
It really, the curriculum that is being taught at the Advanced Manufacturing Academy aligns very well with the different curriculum pieces that PRIME offers. But in addition to that, we're able to purchase additional equipment to really support those very specific employer needs. So at the Career Complex, the two work hand in hand. It's allowed us to enhance a lot of things and be able to paint a broad brush in manufacturing. So they're not just getting one thing, they're getting multiple things, because manufacturing, it works together hand in hand. It's not just machining, or it's not just welding, or just mechatronics. They all work together. So it's enabled us to braid that together. Whereas in our local school districts, students can start taking these classes as high school electives beginning in the 9th grade. So it's enabled us to be able to expose them at a young age to what manufacturing is, get them exposed to different. It's aligned to the manufacturers that are in their direct area. So there's a business down the road that might be hiring or doing these things. Then they have a chance to work in partnership to develop these skills.
So over the last number of years, the career complex has been there a long time, but finding students that wanted to participate was somewhat of a challenge. Has that changed now? Do you find more and more students willing to go into vocational careers as opposed to academic type programs?
Yeah, our CTE millage that voters passed a couple of years ago has been a game changer. In addition to the Marshall Plan grant we received, which supports a lot of things at the career complex, that grant was in excess of $6 million, and then our CTE millage generates about $5 million, and that has enabled us to expand programming. We've done, 6 standalone brand new programs and 3 additional standalone, or not standalone, but embedded advanced training opportunities that are in alignment with in-demand industries. So that has been a game changer. We've worked together across the county to eliminate or minimize barriers for students in attendance. We've assembled a great career readiness team to push into the schools and help them understand all of the opportunities that are available to them.
So Art, you mentioned, getting kids here. Currently in those 7 schools that we have, which include Saginaw Career Complex, Hemlock High School, Merrill High School, Birchwood, and Swan Valley, we have over 750 students that are participating in this PRIME program.
So that's a reasonable turnout, isn't it?
For the first time out, absolutely. This can only grow from here.
All right, hang on. I have to take a break, and we'll be back. We're talking to Jenny Gino and Anne-Marie Batkoski from the Saginaw Intermediate School District about the PRIME Manufacturing Program. More ahead after these notes, and let me ask you how you slept last night, because today we're asked to do a lot more for less. So when you go to bed and you spend a third of your life there, you really need a quality sleep. And let me shut that off. Can't shut it off. There we go. Let me go back and ask you how you slept last night, because you really need a quality sleep with Sanitary Mattress. You can visit all the so-called sleep stores, or you can rest assured the mattress you're using is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Your dollars are spent and they stay right here in our local economy. Your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world, but don't be fooled. You can still get a quality good night's sleep on a Sanitary Mattress. And don't forget, they feature 1-hour window delivery of your mattress to your home. They can also custom make a mattress for your RV or boat. Sanitary Mattress Factory and Showroom, serving this area since 1935. Set your GPS to 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Visit them on the web at sanitarymattress.com or call 753-1757. Sanitary Mattress. We'll be back with our guests after these notes.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a RoofMax shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more guaranteed with RoofMax, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
Some people treat investing like a game, but Marcus by Goldman Sachs approaches investing in a smart way with digitally managed portfolios that leverage Goldman Sachs strategies. So, do you want to play games or do you want your money to work smart? You can money. Visit Marcus.com to learn more about saving, borrowing, and investing from Marcus by Goldman Sachs.
Investing involves risk and investments may lose value. Brokerage and investment advisory services by Goldman Sachs & Company, LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. Lending and deposits products provided by Goldman Sachs Bank USA. Member FDIC.
It is spiking again, and it's just not clear how to keep your family safe. Fever is the leading symptom of COVID, and the only way to reliably detect it is with an accurate thermometer. Be vigilant and be accurate with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, whose accuracy has been proven in more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers are proven to be inaccurate and will not reliably detect a fever that might mean COVID. Learn more at Exergen.com.
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, before they reach your lungs. But like any air filter, the more clogged up it gets, the less it works. So how do you clean your nose? I'm Martin Hoke, and I didn't invent nasal irrigation. The neti pot's been around thousands of years. But I did invent Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion, or worse, can make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage has over 70,000 online reviews averaging 4.7 stars because it works and it's easy to use. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Bed Bath and Target. Now available with eucalyptus for a spa-like experience. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Choose the proven performance of the Roundup Ready Extend crop system, featuring high-yielding Extend Flex soybeans and the exceptional weed control of XtendiMax herbicide with Vapor Grip technology. Elite genetics, triple herbicide tolerance, flexibility that delivers results, backed by 25 years of innovation. That's the Roundup Ready Extend crop system, the system of choice. XtendiMax is a restricted-use pesticide. Always follow stewardship practices, all pesticide label directions, and check with your state pesticide regulatory agency for specific restrictions in your state.
Listen hard enough. You can hear the corn grow. It's true. When you're out in the field, you understand its challenges and what it needs to thrive. Channel Seedsmen bring insights from the field to our team of Bayer plant breeders. Their knowledge inspires our product development. From your best ground to your most challenging conditions, our products are designed to perform in your fields. Visit channellistens.com to see our latest innovations. Always read and follow IRM where applicable, grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. Pose. Just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
It's time to play the WSGW Fall into Cash contest presented by Herman Hisson Company in downtown Bay City. Right now, you can qualify to win the daily cash prize of $1,000 by entering the following word online at WSGW.com. And the word this hour is word, W-O-R-D. Enter the word online. It's the Fall into Cash contest with the word. It's an Alpha Media Company-wide contest. Must be 18 or older to play. One winner chosen each day. Complete rules at WSGW.com. Fall into Cash contest presented by Herman Hisson Company, downtown Bay City, here on WSGW. And we're back with our guests from the Saginaw Intermediate School District, Jenny Gino and Anne-Marie Batkowski, talking about the Prime Manufacturing Program. Is the curriculum for this program provided by Prime, or is it tailored to the needs of individual industries in our region?
So I can talk to you about the process that we went through. It was quite a process in collaboration with our teachers and also our manufacturers. They do have a baseline curriculum that we start with, but it's customized to what those employer needs are so that they're getting the talent that they need. And so I'll let Anne-Marie if she wants to add anything more to that.
Yeah, the curriculums that between the employers and our school districts that they chose were welding, machining and fabrication, mechatronics and robotics, CAD, and 3D printing, also called additive manufacturing. So we provided the school districts based off of what Jenny just said, where the employers first identified that these are the things they needed. We presented those opportunities to the school districts, and then the school districts chose the ones that were most important to them and maybe different from one school district to the next, depending on their needs.
How long before you might see youngsters in the manufacturing world turned out from this process?
So we have students that are actually have been engaging through Prime or, as we've been launching this actually for a full year. Obviously last year, was different because of COVID, but we graduated last year and would have had some things touch them. It's just the fact that it was a different type of school year. So I expect as soon as the end of this school year, we will see many students actually being able to go into the manufacturing pipeline because they would have had what is, more typical of a full year of instruction.
Yeah, and I can also add that the the SME Education Foundation, they're the ones that are kind of overseeing the PRIME program. They've reported that they have about 89% of their PRIME schools across the nation where their kids are going into manufacturing workforce directly, training into an apprenticeship, or also pursuing post-secondary. They got reports that the students are going directly into these the manufacturers.
And this is all part of STEM education, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Direct hit.
One other question regarding this. It's one thing to have a set of youngsters looking to get a career. There are a lot of adults changing careers. Does any of this curriculum apply to them? Can adults take advantage of any of this?
So our major post-secondary partner is Delta College, and they have a phenomenal program in all of these areas. We work very closely with them, and they actually were developing this curriculum for our high school students. So mutually beneficial, for sure. Anne-Marie, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Unfortunately, no.
Right in the future, maybe we can tackle that next. That's always our goal.
There you go.
We talk about adult training all of the time, so that is our ultimate goal, is to be able to make more openly available to our full community. But the focus is really high school kids right now.
Is there any website anybody can go to find out more?
We have the SME website that we can direct you to. I don't have it here, but let me look it up. And you can find out more about that.
Yeah, it's smees.org.
Perfect.
Very good.
And that would connect you to the PRIME schools.
Well, Jenny, Anne-Marie, thanks for being with us today and telling us about it. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. We really have to plug. We have a PRIME launch event tomorrow.
Oh, please do. Yes, please do.
So we're going to have last year, because of COVID, we were unable to kick off the whole PRIME program. So tomorrow we're having a celebration, I guess, and we're launching off the event, and we're going to have some state representatives. Senator Ken Horn will be here to help us kick off the event.
When and where?
Manufacturing. I'm sorry?
When and where?
It's Saginaw Career Complex and at 10:30 in the morning.
Very good. Well, good luck with it. And let's talk a little more down the road, see how the program's doing.
Sounds good.
Great.
Art.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Have a great day.
You.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
And we thank our guests from the Saginaw Intermediate School District. Take a break, come back. We'll move off to the farm show after these notes.
Hello, this is Ron from All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair. Now, All A's is an exclusive authorized repair facility for BG products and services. BG is a proprietary group of chemicals, equipment, and procedures that flush your engine's lubrication system, cooling system, and fuel injectors, increasing the engine's performance, efficiency, and life. So next time you schedule routine auto maintenance, ask All A's about the advantages of BG services. You'll definitely notice the difference. All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair. Just 5 minutes from Dow Diamond on Poseyville Road.
Is All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair a business you can...
Was dreading finding a new auto shop. Search over, came highly recommended, and I, in turn, highly recommended them.
They did a great job getting me in fast and had excellent communication with what was going on with my vehicle through diagnostic and repair.
In fact, 96% of All A's customers rank them 4 or 5 out of 5 stars. See for yourself at allaysautorepair.net. All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair, just 5 minutes from Dow Diamond on Poseyville Road.
The kids are back in school, and your child's eye care is a vital part of performing well in the classroom. So getting a head start at the beginning of the year is very important. At Associates in Eye Care, they're not just giving your child glasses. They examine the entire visual and ocular system to detect, treat, and prevent visual disorders and ocular diseases. Associates in Eye Care welcomes Dr. Engel to the team and is now accepting new patients. To make an appointment with Dr. Cox, Dr. Kazmarek, or Dr. Engel, call 792-8686. Associates in Eye Care, caring for our patients as we would want to be treated.
Attorney Joe Cordell. New school, new job, new home. Change is hard.